Now here's a fragrance that I didn't really know what to expect with. I'm looking at the note breakdown, I see pineapple, blackcurrant, bergamot, I'm thinking Creed Aventus. I'm looking at the comparisons online, people are comparing it to Silver Mountain Water. So could this possibly be a hybrid of two super popular Creed fragrances? I'm going to give you my thoughts on Memoire by Lark, so make sure to stay tuned. Now before I begin today's video and I give you my thoughts on Memoire by Lark, my first ever acquisition from this brand, I'll tell you what I think in terms of the notes, the performance, longevity, comparisons to other more popular fragrances, potentially a couple of Creed fragrances. But before I start the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you took something of value from today's episode. It would really mean a lot to me. So, the perfumer for this fragrance is Julien Rasconnais. He's actually done several Creed fragrances, including Royal Oud. He's done fragrances for Navitus Parfum. I personally worked with him on a number of different fragrances for Navitus Parfum. He's an amazing perfumer, young, talented, ambitious. So here I'm looking at this note breakdown and I'm like, something's got to give. I think this is going to smell similar to a few Creed fragrances, and throughout the course of this review I'm going to make all of the comparisons necessary for you to have a better idea as to what it smells like. If you are interested in checking this one out, you may do so at Fragrapedia House. All of the links are going to be down below. This is not a sponsored video. I am not getting paid anything for me to talk about this fragrance on my channel. I just want to make it more convenient for my subscribers so you guys can know where I acquired my bottle from in case you wanted to proceed and go that same route. So I'm excited to talk to you about the smell. Let's go ahead and start things off with the presentation. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get something quite fresh, and I really do enjoy the freshness of this fragrance. It opens up rather bright, rather luminous, it's quite full, and that refreshing quality is really likable. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this fragrance for that initial freshness. Now, here's the thing, in terms of the freshness that you're going to get in the opening, I did mention bergamot and pineapple. I'm going to be honest, I don't really get pineapple from this. So right away, we can kind of cross Creed Aventus off the list. I really thought that the pineapple was going to be a bit more prominent in terms of its appeal in the fragrance, more bergamot than anything else. But the note that actually starts to creep in, actually becomes a primary note, kind of supersedes the bergamot, is the saffron. Now, this is a very spicy fragrance, and when I'm comparing it to other saffron-based fragrances that I have in my collection, this is up there. So, for example, I have Alpha by Mendito Rosa. This fragrance actually smells kind of similar to Alpha by Mendito Rosa, and I also have the saffron-based fragrance by Matière Premier. I forget what the specific fragrance is called because it's a jumble of different names coming to mind right now, but I did get a very strong saffron note from this fragrance, and I still do. Even when I wore it today, it was actually my scent of the day. Ran a few errands, went to the park with my daughter, just had a family time. I'm in the middle of spring break here. The saffron was booming off my skin and my t-shirt because I did a few sprays on clothing as well. Now, does this smell like any Creed? Yes, it actually does. It smells like Silver Mountain Water. With that being said, we can also kind of compare it to Mephisto by Casa Moratti, which is under the Xerjoff umbrella. So it's kind of in the vein of those types of fragrances. If you are a fan of Silver Mountain Water, what you're going to get here is an equally abstract but spicier version of Silver Mountain Water. That's really the best way that I can describe this fragrance. Now, of course, you can look at the note breakdown. We have the patchouli, we have the vetiver, we have the cedarwood, we have the violet, the rose, all of those other notes. I know mostly in the case of Silver Mountain Water, you do have this sort of tea, blackcurrant kind of a thing happening in there. That's pretty much what you're going to get from this one. You're going to get this smooth, inky, tea-like, blackcurrant, aromatic, abstract, and spicy composition. And the easiest way to put it in layman's terms is that this fragrance is a spicier version of Silver Mountain Water. So if you're thinking about it in terms of how to separate or differentiate it in terms of occasions, because I think that's a reasonable concern. If Silver Mountain Water is the more fresh, easygoing, casual gym type of a fragrance, very active, very youthful, this one with the saffron in here is a bit darker, the more sophisticated older brother, a bit more mysterious, a bit more night out on the town kind of a fragrance, right? So this one is more on the formal side of things, whereas Silver Mountain Water might be on the more casual side of things. So I hope that that's probably a bit easier to digest in terms of a description, because sometimes the thorough note breakdown and analyses might not necessarily work for everybody. But if you think about it in terms of that regard, right, the situations and scenarios in which this can be comfortably worn, this is more of a formal occasion type of a scent, a spicier version of Silver Mountain Water. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, it's not the most unique fragrance out there, and I say that only because this one does bear quite the resemblance to Silver Mountain Water, but we've seen so many fragrances with that particular DNA. I'm not entirely surprised, if I'm being honest with you. I know there was another one, I think it was Magia by Boyce 1920. I think I reviewed that many, many years ago. I know there are several fragrances out there that smell like Silver Mountain Water. So just one thing to take into consideration. In terms of the longevity, this one was great. This one was about 8 hours on my skin. Projection was great for the first hour of application. It radiated beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 5, a skin scent right around hour 8. Versatility, I would also say you can wear this one casually, but I think it would work a little bit better formally. Perfectly unisex, although a lot of people would argue that it's masculine leaning, especially if you already have that relationship with Silver Mountain Water. I think this one is great for all times of the year. The spiciness makes me want to wear it in the colder weather, but that freshness and the comparisons to Silver Mountain Water make me want to wear it in the hotter weather. And I think this would appeal to anybody of any age. In terms of the presentation, I think the presentation is really nice. The box, the cap, the accents, the name is really cool as well. It reminded me a little bit of the Amouage, especially considering that this one is housed in a black bottle as well. But nevertheless, my final verdict on this fragrance is, if you like leather-based fragrances, and I say that because saffron is used in the synthesis of a lot of leather-based accords. If you like leather fragrances, you like Silver Mountain Water, you're looking for a spicier version of Silver Mountain Water, Memoire by Lark is an amazing fragrance for you to check out. I sincerely hope you love it. Once again, if you're interested in it, you may find it at Fragrapedia House. Not a sponsored video. The link for it is not an affiliate link. I'm not making any money from it. I just want to make it convenient for my subscribers in case you are interested in checking this one out. And I'm really hoping that my review brought a little bit of education to you. I hope you learned about a brand new fragrance today. If I did that, then I accomplished my goal. Thank you so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. Once again, I'm going to leave all the links down below. Leave your comment down below if you're interested in this fragrance, or if you have any experience with Silver Mountain Water. Always love to start that interaction. If you did take something of value from today's episode, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon and give this video a thumbs up. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.